Welcome to the GTM podcast, where we occasionally talk about the shit that we want to talk about. And Yanni is the only one here today. How do you feel about that, Yanni? Yeah.
I'm doing good. Yeah.
That's good.
Are you going to ask me how I'm doing? How are you doing?
Fucking fantastic.
Finding out you can get your oil changes cheaper today.
Oh, yeah. It's great shit, yeah. Go to your local Walmart for your oil changes.
Yep. Not a sponsor.
Yeah. Not if not sure if any, like, some of you might have the same problem that I do, and I mean, most of it's probably just me, but typically, like, when I go to get my oil change,
pay for your oil changes.
No, it's not even overpaying. It's like I'll go to, like, like a name place, like Jiffy Lube, not even Jiffy Lube, fucking Goodyear or whatever, just like a place that does car shit. And I'll ask for an oil change, and I'll get the oil change, but then they'll come back and it's like, oh yeah, it looks like all your tires were flat, the engine's falling out of your car, and oh yeah, by the way, your car was on fire when you delivered it. So that'll be $7,000 to fix it.
Excellent.
And you simply drop it off for one fucking purpose, but yet they create 18 different problems. So I fucking hate that, and I don't want to have to pay that much money when I simply needed a fucking oil change. So I took my car to Walmart, and Walmart simply gave me a checklist that said, hey, we checked your lights, we checked your windshield wipers, we checked the lights on your car, we checked the windshield wiper fluid, and everything checks out, and when you replace the oil, everything should be good to go. $58. Done deal. So it's less money than I've really ever spent when just going to go get my fucking oil change, which is sad. Most of the time when I go get my oil change, Yanni, you can vouch for this. Most times, like, we'll go drop off the car, you'll come pick me up, and we just go chill for a bit until the car is done. And I'll get a call from the place that I dropped my car off at, and they're like, yeah, so we found like a nail and some fucking gum inside your tire, so we have to replace all four. It's like, okay, I guess that's cool. And then I fucking end up paying like $600 for
and then they
an
call
oil
you
change.
back and they're like, so we were taking your tires off, and then your whole fucking front axle just fell apart.
There was only
you need one of those.
There was only one time where something was so bad that it needed to be fixed like pronto, and it was my fault because I just didn't take care of it in a timely manner. My brake pads had gone all the way down to the fucking rotor.
Bare metal.
Yeah, and I was just lazy and didn't fucking bring it in, and yeah, I ruined the rotor and the whatever the other fucking piece is.
The rotor and the caliper.
Yeah, the caliper and the rotor fucking destroyed. So I needed to replace both the caliper, the rotor, the brake pads, and that ended up costing me like $780 for that fix alone. And that was fun. But I needed it because my inspection was coming up, so I had to do that. But anyway, on to topics that aren't fucking adulthood related. SpaceX being sued by baby bitch Bezos.
Yes.
Fun stuff. Apparently, when you're rich and you really shouldn't have a give a shit in the world, you just create problems for yourself. Like, I want to be the one to go to space.
They're just retiring to fulfill a full-time career in suing SpaceX, quote-unquote, Elon Musk 2021.
Yeah. And, I don't think did he take that tweet down?
I think so. I was looking around. I don't think he took it down. I think it was a reply. So he never like tweeted it out, but he replied to someone. So that's probably why I couldn't find it. So I don't think he took it down.
Right. And if I didn't have, if me and I didn't have friends who are like out in the boonies and don't really have reliable internet as it is, and they need Starlink, then we really would have just fucking looked at it and be like, okay, well, that's whatever. But since we have people that really need to have that, and Bezos is being a little bitch about it. It kind of pisses me off and pisses Yanni off too, because like
It's a
you were
shame.
telling
People are
me,
trying to get internet. They're trying to get it done. We've had friends on wait lists for almost 4 months now, and they were promised within usually people get their orders shipped out in like 2 weeks. It's been 4 months for 3 of our friends, and still nothing.
yeah, but I think that wasn't the problem. Like the satellites weren't over our area yet, or something.
They hadn't deployed yet. They just did a global release, and just at the point of launching the global release,
Bezos
baby
went ahead and
Bezos
made a
was
pee piss
mad
pants boy out of himself.
because he lost the lunar landing contract. I believe is what that is.
See, like
And
you and I
the
were talking about that. Like
this
yeah,
is the problem.
he owns a fucking
Blue
space
Origin
company. Yeah,
is 20 years old. SpaceX is 19 years old. That is younger by 1 year. I have never heard of Blue Origin until Bezos said he was going into space. SpaceX was shat on for saying the quote unquote impossible of making self landing rockets. And then they started self landing rockets, and people were shitting themselves.
mm-hmm.
And then they sent people to the International Space Station. Bezos had one fucking job. His whole thing was to go 16 minutes in orbit out of the atmosphere. And he couldn't even do that. Instead, he did one large bunny hop and came crashing right back down. That was it. If he
Yeah, you
couldn't
said
even.
like he went to like the edge of a space and then came back down.
Yeah, he just went to the bare edge. He never hit orbit. He was in gravity the entire time. He came right back down, and that was it. The timer was just completely altered for a whole different track. And you're telling me someone who said they were going to do X in space ended up doing Y instead and had a Z result. That is somehow supposed to get traction for NASA to look at and say, yes, that's the company we want to go with to go to the moon.
Right.
No fucking way.
I
I
mean,
will gladly take the self landing fucking rockets and the self landing fucking starship. There's a starship. They've landed a starship. They landed a full capsule capable of carrying many people, a ton of cargo, and they landed it. There are 29 fat fucking engines on this thing that all move independently. And they made it, and it lands. And Blue Origin can't even get into space.
yeah, it's fucking hilarious to me because you know while Elon Musk had created Starlink and SpaceX and all that shit, and Bezos created Blue Origin, is that the name of it?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, we want to have the contract to land on the fucking moon. Okay, uh, what have you done to get that goal? And they did fuck all. Whereas Elon Musk stepped in and he's like, yeah, I have some ideas, and like you said, everybody just kind of shit on him for it, and then he did it, and everybody's like, yeah, we kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
This guy's
They
going places,
they
and
were every single fucking time a rocket, one of the boosters came crashing down and just blowing up. They were like, yeah, see, fucking told you. There goes all of our money.
they have not heard the story of Edison. Edison fucking had, I don't even know how many attempts at making the light bulb, and all he ever said was, all it has to do is work once.
Dude, if they were shitting on self landing rocket boosters, The Wright brothers must have looked like a couple of fucking retards.
Yeah, they were looked at as like crazy people. Even there was a bunch of people saying like man was not meant to fly. They were like shit on by the public because they
And we
were
have
trying to.
thousands of flights in and out every day all around the fucking planet.
Yep.
24/7. There's always planes in the air.
I don't understand baby bitch Bezos because his whole fucking career has been the CEO of fucking Amazon, a company that has taken the world over multiple times and is just currently like, if anybody's going to shop online, the first thing that I think of if somebody's like, I'm going to shop online, the first thought is Amazon. No question.
Absolutely.
So that's the kind of reputation he's left behind, is that he's made a company that is the first thought within online shopping. Not even that. Sometimes it's even online streaming, music services, and fucking ebooks, everything. He has created a great fucking multi-billion-dollar platform, which has grown to be successful all over the world. And he has,
I feel like,
fuckloads of fucking money. And he's upset because he doesn't get the fucking. You have so much money, you could fucking. I'm pretty sure you could just kill somebody and then pay the cops off by like $1 million and they wouldn't give a shit. You could do that all fucking year long and you would still have a couple billion in the bank.
This is what I was thinking. He's so set on trying to go to fucking space. I feel like the responsible move to have kept everything peaceful and for him to actually get close to what he wants, I mean, no one really knows what the fuck he wants, but to I don't know, I feel like a better resolution, my coworker and I were talking about this. I think the best move Bezos could have done is partnered with SpaceX.
He wouldn't do that though.
Because they're both about the same age. You could have brought the knowledge, the funds, the teams, the technology, the resources. You could have brought all of that together. And of course, I mean, with Elon, it would have to probably be under SpaceX, which I think is way better than Blue Origin personally, meaning space exploration. I think that would have been great. And you're right. He's not going to do it because he's so far up his own ass.
I was gonna say, he's just he has the mindset of I've gotten my way for everything and now I don't.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
It's too late anyways, but I feel like that would have been his best move. Is to put two big heads together and just run it that way. I think it would have been a lot less stress because he's not going to win this.
He's the guy who's like, shit. I had a fucking great thought of this in my mind. He's so far up his own fucking ass that like he wants to be the guy who's like, I've done everything. And he's probably that guy who's like born with like a silver spoon in his mouth. He's always been told yes. He's never been told no. He's always gotten his fucking way. And now that he's being told that he's not getting the fucking contract for fucking landing on the moon, and it's going to the guy who's done everything that he never did, he's getting all bitchy about it. When really,
genuinely upset over something that he has no leverage.
If I were a rich fucking dude and I was like, I have all this fucking money, I could literally buy anything I fucking wanted. And I'm going to get upset over not getting a contract that would literally have done nothing but been a money pit for a while.
This is like my fat ass running a marathon, finishing second to last place out of 300 people, and being fucking pissed off at the guy in first place.
Right. Now, this would be like
nowhere close.
This would be like running that race.
My fault.
This would be running that race, getting second place, and then suing the guy who got first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I didn't get my way. I'm going to sue him. Like, what? Are you a fucking child?
He worked too hard. He worked too hard for that.
Yeah, he did it. He thought of things I didn't. How fucking dare he? That pisses me off, you know. I wish I had just a quarter of the amount of money that Jeff Bezos did. You know what I'd do with that fucking money?
Dude, I'd take 100th.
I'd live a fucking happy life, not giving a fuck what's going on.
You could take 100th of that and retire.
Like, yeah, I
You'd
mean,
take an insane fraction, like even smaller.
he's got so much fucking money that he literally he shouldn't have a care in the fucking world what happens because he's gonna be fine. And now, fucking, you know, someone else steps up to the plate and they're like, "Hey, I created Tesla. I created a car that runs solely on electricity. That's my car. That's my product, and it's loved by a lot of people. I want to step into the space arena, and I want to make space travel a commercial thing." And then Jeff Bezos is like, "We're already doing that." And like you said, I haven't fucking heard of Blue Origin until you told me about it, which
Yeah,
was like
I
last
didn't.
week.
So we haven't heard about it. And then there was this whole thing of Bezos saying, "I'm going up to fucking space," and there was a whole plan that you were going to be in orbit for X amount of minutes. I don't know if it was 16 minutes or 6 minutes. I have no idea. It was X amount of minutes he was going to be in orbit. He gets
What?
up to the edge and goes immediately the fuck down.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
like he didn't even hit orbit.
what the? You know, this might be a stupid question, but what the fuck does Blue Origin even mean?
I mean, I was thinking about it just a moment ago. Blue origin being that we originate from the blue planet, but it's an okay name, but not.
It's not.
They
It's
haven't done anything significant.
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
actually gonna pull up their page.
if they had fucking done something really fucking cool, I feel like we would have heard about it.
Go to their news.
I mean, you can tote and brag all you want about how like we were like the first startup fucking space company, but at what point do you look at it and just go, yeah, you were, but you didn't do anything significant enough for anybody to care? Because I mean, you, me, and I can't remember who else, but we all watched the fucking, you know, the launch of the Dragon, uh, you know, the launch of their Dragon shuttle to
Right.
the ISS, and it was fucking awesome. You know, I pins and needles, man, pins and fucking needles. They did multiple tests to make
But
sure that fucking
still,
rocket would launch and be fine. And
it was another Bezos that went up to fucking space with him too. It was 4 people that went. They call it the New Shepherd. It was 4 people that went up, and they never even made it into space. They never broke atmosphere.
who are the four people?
It was Jeff, Mark Bezos, Wally Funk, and Oliver Damon.
Hmm.
Wally Funk, which is a really funny name because it reminds me of Wale von Funk. Cube World represent. Um, Wally Funk is interesting because she was, I think, slated to be an actual astronaut. But something happened and she couldn't do it, and she never got a chance again. Um, but their whole news page is just talking about how they made it into space, but they didn't. They never made it into space. Um, Again, they just tapped the edge and then just came right back down. They spent no time in orbit.
See, like there's a lot of it feels like there's a lot of people doing the fucking we're gonna make a commercial space flight thing now after the whole success of you know, Elon Musk's stuff. But you know, the guy who owns Virgin Airlines, Richard Branson, he had a fucking like there's like not a GoFundMe, but it was like one of those like donate money and you might win a chance to go with me up to space in my new spaceship thing. And I'm looking at these articles right now. It says that they grounded it, but all that he was going to do was go to the edge of space. Which reminds me, talking about space, I saw the first advertisement today for Space Force. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I'm aware.
I saw the first advertisement for the enlisting process.
Yeah.
And, honestly, it just seems like another branch of the fucking military, but I would say, if I don't really know. I mean, like, personally, if you're going to be wearing any sort of camo for Space Force, can't it just be black? I mean, space is fucking dark. It's not supposed to be
Just about to
fucking.
say that.
Yeah, who's gonna like? Oh my god! I hope we can hide in the bushes in space. Why the fuck are you wearing green camo up into space? Like the first fucking astronauts, or the first military astronauts on the fucking moon or whatever planet we go to, are gonna have to wear camouflage that is attuned to the fucking moon or to the planet in which they're on. So why not fucking wear camouflage that makes sense? I mean, that's just a thought. But
Or you just wear white suits because you're not fighting fucking space pirates, and you kind of
yeah,
need to see each other in a black
I
depth
think
of space.
in the fucking advertisement, I think the first thing that they talked about was like our our objective for right now is like to protect our satellites and stuff like that. So Space Force's objective is literally to protect US satellites. And then once we get the ability to go to the moon and have a lunar base or whatever, then we'll have Space Force infantry on the moon. In which case, their objective will be protecting the moon and Earth satellites. So I
And
guess that's a thing.
Blue Origin's had so much time. From 2017, Bezos has been dumping $1 billion of stock into Blue Origin every year.
Yeah, but that's a minuscule
Where
amount to
the
what he actually
fuck did
has.
all of that go?
It went right back into Bezos's pocket. What do you think?
It well, no, it's pulled from the stock and put into another company. They put all of those resources, and the only thing I am getting is all they've done is they have worked on a lunar lander. New Shepard. They have been working on New Shepard since 2012, and they
Was it
just launched it a month ago.
was it NASA or SpaceX that landed the Mars rover?
The Mars rover? That's NASA.
The most recent one.
Yeah.
That's NASA. Okay.
Yes.
See, because like if we
Yeah.
can get
The rover's a little bit more of a big deal.
yeah, I mean it's tremendous. I mean, seeing the pictures that it took recently is fucking awesome. But
Um, but New Shepard is the only thing they've done, and the only thing outside of that is um Project. No, it's Blue Moon, and that was in 2019, and it's a crew carrying lunar lander. So it took you guys seven to eight, no, 8 years. Yeah, it took you guys 8 years to put a person in your fucking capsule when SpaceX designed and developed Dragon in what, like 2 or 3 years, and had it launched with their equipment and had it dock at the ISS with what, 3 or 4 people?
think so.
And it took them, with way more funding, Blue Origin, 8 years to do the largest fucking bunny hop that we've ever seen and not break atmosphere. Couldn't even reach orbit. Took you 8 years to do that.
So many fucking fake articles, man.
Like, I can't
You,
even make this. I'm looking at the progression chart. It has since 2012. It was nothing but New Shepard. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the fourth one is where they actually made it up into the atmosphere, not even space.
What makes me upset, is so many people don't understand, where space is, like how far up you have to go to get to space. So you have articles on the Washington Post saying shit like Richard Branson and his Virgin Galactic crew are safely back from space. They never went to space.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't count going to space, and I don't think anyone else should unless you're hitting orbit.
Yeah. When you officially leave the planet and you feel no more gravity, then you're in space. Once you're at that fucking limit, you're in space. If you're still feeling gravity, sorry, you're not in fucking space.
Yeah, if anything is being pulled back down, and no, I don't want no sciencey fucking. Well, technically, when you're in orbit, you're coming down slowly. No, I don't.
Yeah, I
That's
don't,
not what I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. If
and I don't mean
you can just unaided just get the fuck out of the atmosphere and keep going away from the Earth, that is space.
the other, there might be people who are gonna say, well, what about like when you fly in a plane and like you do like those zero gravity things, where like the plane will go like straight up at an angle and then go like straight down, so like the gravity is like
Yeah,
really
you're in a free
wonky.
fall.
Yeah,
You're
you're
in a
not
free fall
fucking.
without drag because you're in a giant fucking bus.
Yeah, I mean it's not fucking space when you can look out your fucking window and you just see darkness and a fucking blue circle next to it. Yes, you have reached space. But until that fucking point, you're not in space. Sorry. People don't get it. Like the fact that it's in the Washington Post of all fucking places tells me that the person who wrote this fucking article doesn't understand what the edge of space is. So I'm calling you out, piece of shit. Let me find his name.
So
Christian
technically,
Davenport. Yeah, Christian Davenport. You're a fucking idiot. They didn't go to space.
they call 100 kilometers, which is 328,000 feet, which Blue Origin did hit 340,000 feet, is considered space. I don't agree still, because this says, in theory, once this 100-kilometer line is crossed, the atmosphere becomes too thin to provide enough lift for conventional aircraft to maintain flight, meaning it comes back down,
Yeah, so
which
you
means
can't.
you're still within a gravity well.
Okay, if you were to get out of the fucking ship or the fucking plane at that point, you're gonna fall back to the earth. You're not gonna
Exactly.
you're not gonna fucking fuck. Oh, I'm floating off into space from Earth. No, I mean fuck. I want to get a fucking astrophysicist on the fucking podcast and ask him these questions. Be like, so apparently, once you get to the point where a plane can no longer fly, it can't because the atmosphere is so thin. Apparently, that's space, right? And they'd be like, no, that's not fucking space. That's fucking. I remember fucking Earth science. I remember the diagrams where they show us like the layers of the atmosphere. Like there's like multiple different layers. It's not just like, oh, there's an atmosphere. That's the only one. No, there's like the stratosphere, fucking all that shit.
Right.
There's all these different layers to it. It's not just like once you get past the clouds, you're in space. Which is to a simpleton, yes, that's what space is. But no, it's not. That's why, like, whenever somebody shits all over Elon Musk and his plan to fucking make commercial space flights a fucking thing, sorry, I'll say this thing. I told you this, fucking. Our goal should
Right
be
there.
to
There's
get the
my answer.
fuck off of this rock.
The lowest orbit altitude, 150 kilometers.
So
150 kilometers is 492,000 feet.
So at that point, you're at space. Or is that the lowest you could possibly get before falling back into Earth's gravity?
Because technically losing gravity, at least what they're saying, is that even the ISS is within the gravity well of Earth. It's just because it is quote unquote on a constant free fall because it's in orbit. Which then there goes the whole complication of what gravity is. But so my thing was still orbit. They still never hit orbit. They actually have never hit orbit on any launch in 8 years.
Has
The
Elon Musk
highest they've been is almost 400,000 feet.
Has Elon Musk been to space?
No, because he doesn't care. He just So we did talk about this. My coworker and I did talk about this. Elon hasn't even been to space. He hasn't been concerned whatsoever about getting to space himself. Why? Because he's too focused on just getting the shit done.
That's what it seems like to me. It seems like every other fucking person that's trying to get to space is some rich fucking douchebag that wants to have on their bucket list, I've been to space.
Yeah.
Stop being a fucking pretentious prick. Realize you have so much fucking money that you could use on fucking literally anything you want, and that saying you've been to space I could give two fucks about you going to space. Going to space and accomplishing something, that's something different. A billionaire going to space doesn't mean dick.
It would have been great if he just went to space and didn't come back. There's a whole petition for that.
You know, I think
understand why.
I think you know what would have been fucking hilarious? If Elon Musk got in a rocket, went to space, came back and said, okay, so I've successfully accomplished what Bezos literally couldn't do.
That'd be fucking gold.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Just to be like, hey, you rich douchebag. I fucking did what you couldn't, and I didn't even care.
Self-landing rockets. He has... Hold on. I'm going to really rub this in his face.
You know, I have the perfect description for this podcast. I'm just going to say in the description, this is literally just 30 minutes or 30 or so minutes of us shitting all over Jeff Bezos.
Yes. So, Elon has outdone Bezos at least 1,500 times with how many satellites there are in space in low orbit.
I'm befuddled.
There are 1,500 fucking satellites, considering there's about 40 to 60 per shipment. So if you say that, say on the high end, there's 80 satellites per launch, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's being like extremely generous. I could do math the right way. He's done way more than that. Holy shit. It's probably more like 40. If I did 40, that means he has done 37 successful launches with 40 satellites on each shipment. How many? There are more than 1,700 satellites launched to date.
You know, looking at this picture of the Blue Origin ship that went up, but being completely honest, Yanni, it looks like the world's worst space dildo.
Just the Falcon 9, the family of Falcon 9 rockets have been launched 127 times, with only 2 of those aren't counted as full missions. There have been 125 successful missions with those Falcon 9 rockets.
Right.
Reused fucking over and over and over and over again. and landed every time. Holy shit.
You know what's funny? As soon as I said it looks like a space dildo, I typed in Blue Origin rocket meme, and the first thing that came up was somebody edited balls onto the rocket.
Yes.
Because it looks just like that. I mean, honestly. Fucking. Really?
Yep. That was the Blue Origin rocket. That was $1 billion a year, and that is what you get. And that is what didn't even make it to orbit.
Like, I remember there was a time where, like, I used to, like, think of Jeff Bezos as, like, you know, the guy's a smart man, you know, fucking did everything, man.
Oh my god,
Created a
here it
company.
is.
And then fucking, now he's
I'm
doing
send
all
you
this
this image.
bullshit, and you can't look past it. He's just an ass.
This was it. That was the original plan.
I'm gonna have to take a look at it now. Did the rocket even fucking land itself?
I think it did. But you can see the Kármán lines, what they used as a reference, and then capsule free flight, which never happened. It was kind of just thrown, and then it just came right back down. They never hit orbit.
This is so fucking funny to me.
So, anyways, going back to the original thing, how they have essentially wasted 20 years, and still couldn't even get a step further than fucking poorly funded NASA. And they want the lunar landing contract.
Yeah. You know, fucking. The last person I think that needs to go to space is fucking Jeff Bezos.
And there it is. Of course, I look it up. Elon Musk, quote unquote, Bezos retired in order to pursue a full time job filing lawsuits against SpaceX. Oh, and Bezos is suing NASA. That's wonderful.
I'm just gonna copy this image and send it to you real quick so you can see
Takes
what the
NASA
fuck
to
I'm looking
federal
at.
court over lunar lander contract.
So I'm just gonna read this image so that people can see what it says completely. It says, "Fuck off. I had to use parachutes like a bitch. Didn't go to the moon. Floating ain't space. Didn't see aliens, Houston. We have a bitch."
There we go. Floating ain't space.
Yeah. Fucking hilarious, though. That's pretty much the exact fucking that's like the meme of Jeff Bezos. Like, I spent so much money to make a rocket that didn't go to space. Aren't
Dude,
I
at that
cool?
much money, you know what a real fucking move would have been?
Funding SpaceX.
Get the fuck out in space, make a fucking lap around the moon, and come back.
Yeah.
That would have been impressive. That would have been
Not-
impressive as shit.
Not even fucking that. Go to the fucking moon and build a fucking space base.
Or just do what NASA did and what? How fucking long ago did they land on the moon?
That was the 60s was the first time they landed on the moon.
So fucking do that. Why don't you
Yeah,
go
but
land on the fucking moon and come back?
well, the thing is, you know, landing on the
And
moon
just prove it.
isn't as impressive, unfortunately. even though it's still really
Yeah,
fucking
but
cool. Because we
what
haven't
is the
had
contract over, right?
the
It's the
contract
lunar
was.
landing contract, so fucking prove it. If you really wanted it, you could say, look, it works. I just went up to space. I'm professional as shit. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just rich. And I came back.
I don't know. Personally, I feel the best thing they could have done was go to the moon, set up a fucking base that can support life with oxygen and shit. You send a fucking rocket up there with fucking canisters upon canisters of fucking pure oxygen. And then do resupply missions constantly to get more oxygen up there. Until we can
Right.
find a way to reproduce oxygen up there, which, I mean, from what I've seen, isn't incredibly difficult, but is still a process to get up there. But if we can fucking create a habitat on the fucking moon that can support life and we can have people living up there and doing research studies and shit, that would be better than fucking saying, hey, we landed another fucking piece of metal on the moon.
We'll talk about just the basics. Like, he could have just simply have done anything just to wow or impress NASA.
Right.
Because, I mean, you tell me 20 years, 20 fucking years, and that's the best he had, was, I can do Big Bunny Hop. That's so
It's
sad.
it's
That's
so
so fucking
stupid.
sad. In 1 year, SpaceX did more than the 20 years that in probably next fucking 60 years that Blue Origin will ever hit. If they even stay open after this. Blue Origin has tanked. It's so sad. And the fact that he's now filing lawsuits against um, SpaceX and NASA is like, I mean, I don't know. It's like nothing to stand on.
Yeah, that's a pretty good fucking meme right there. It's Jeff Bezos' rocket is racing the Virgin Airlines' rocket and says, "I'm gonna go higher than anyone before." And then Virgin Airlines rocket goes, "You wish. I'll be going higher." And then Virgin Airlines says, "I'll be the first one to space." And then Virgin Airlines again, "Never. I'll beat you." And then it just shows them both on a teeter totter. And then it shows fucking all of the SpaceX rockets going, "Aren't they adorable?" I mean, fuck. Elon Musk has just fucking destroyed both of them. Even though I'm pretty sure Virgin Airlines, whatever the fuck, their goal really wasn't to make anything to land on the moon. I'm pretty sure he just wants to make a starship that can go from Earth to space and fly around space and come back to Earth. So if he's not, from what I can tell, he's not impeding anything. He's not being a dick about anything. He's just being a rich asshole who's just like, yeah, I have a lot of money, so I went to space. Aren't I cool? And I don't really fucking care. He's not doing anything to better, you know, our fucking research or discoveries about space exploration, no, or rocket discoveries. Like, hey, we can self land a fucking rocket. There is no
Bezos is
fucking.
not important.
He's not. He's. I think what he's doing is he's realizing that like after he left Amazon, he's falling out of relevancy. So he's like trying to get that swift kick in the ass back up to famedom, but it's just not
Hey,
working.
by the way, I have a lot of money. If I was him, I would have just gone off grid and lived my best life.
He has so much money
Just
that he
be
could
done.
literally
How about you
do.
just care for your fucking family? Like, I don't.
He has
Do
so much money, he could literally buy
something
like
normal.
a shitload of fucking land and build a fucking city in it. And he'd be fine for the rest of his life. He could do that if he wanted to. If you ask me, that'd probably be what he's probably better at than being in space, because he clearly can't get there.
You don't see Bill Gates going to fucking space.
Yeah, Bill
The
Gates
only
does
thing
really
he's doing
cool
is taking his
things.
private fucking plane out to other countries loaded with food and resources, and that's all he's doing on his free time is just dumping food off wherever he can.
Yeah, I think the best thing for Bezos to do in this position specifically is call it quits on his space run, make amends with Elon Musk, cancel the fucking, the lawsuits on SpaceX or, the whole fucking satellite internet thing, Starlink, and then just fucking start funding SpaceX, because then he would literally have his name on the docket that says, fellow contributors, Jeff Bezos. I'm pretty sure if you donate X amount of money, you get your name in the credits or some shit,
Right.
So I think, if I were somebody had a lot of money, I wouldn't want to go to space, because clearly I don't know shit about space or space flight, so why the fuck would I want to go there? However, if somebody has their hopes and dreams set on making all these different things that seem impossible possible, I would rather fund that guy, have my name accredited to whatever he's accomplishing, and so that way people can see that I'm supportive of whatever the fuck he's doing. But in Jeff Bezos' case is, I have lots of money, I want to go to space, I'm going to go to space, but then not really go to space, and then say I've been to space. I built a penis rocket and went to the edge of space. That's what he's done. What a legend. I think I think we've shit on Jeff Bezos long enough.
Yeah. I think we definitely got our point across.
Yeah, definitely. If anybody supports Jeff Bezos, honestly, it's just opinion. Actually, I take that back. Fuck you. But just realize that he's suing a Starlink for reasons that are simply because he's jelly as fuck. Really, that's all. He's just jealous as fuck that he didn't get that contract. But I digress. Okay. We are going to go ahead and end this episode here. If you'd like to listen to the podcast on other platforms, you can head on over to soundcloud.com/GTM podcast, where you can see all the episodes as they are uploaded. You can also check us out on Spotify at the GTM podcast. You can check us out on YouTube, where you can see video versions of the podcast, where we will show videos of our Discord chat. And if anything happens in the Discord chat, like somebody's playing a game or something, we'll typically share the screen so that way people can see gameplay instead of just looking at boxes while people talk. You can head over to the gtmpodcast.squarespace.com, where you can read up on our About Me section, where you can see all the information about all the hosts. You can also go to our GTM guest page, where you can see every guest and the episodes that they appear in. You can also head on over to our GTM episodes tab, where you can see every episode uploaded in order from 1 to 18 now. Without any further points, Yanni, do you have anything you want to add, or?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm done shitting on Bezos.
Yeah, I'm not done. I'm gonna probably continue after this episode's over, but yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode, and have a great day.